12 Holy Apostles, bust in. All right, I don't remember that verse. That was Tony Ayo. Oh, he was doing the one joint that John Cena appropriated. But you know what? Actually, I won't say that John Cena appropriated it because there's actually a video of him explaining that he got it from Tony Ayo and he just reverse engineered it because Tony Ayo was here with it. He went here with it. Oh, wait. How? No, Tony Ayo was shaking it. Yeah. He was here and John Cena went here. And he was saying that he got it from Tony Ayo and he paid homage to the fact that he got it from, the famed G-Unit member. Uh, yeah, welcome back to the I Cut My Own Hair podcast with me, Dre. The audio from the video is kind of off. It's because this camera on my phone is destroyed. My phone actually is like, I don't even understand how it's recording because I last took it to go get fixed. The person was like, yo, you need to fix your camera because it doesn't work. The lady at the mall. But, where there's a will, there's a way, and it's working for right now. But the audio is going to be way better, via Spotify and the podcast app. If you listen there, you'll be able to hear me way better. But if you want to see my pretty face, you're going to have to deal with this choppy audio. Nevertheless, this is the I Cut My Own Hair podcast, and I'm just filling you in on the goings on of me. I'm still in Thailand. Be here until the end of May. Then I'm going back home and do the national tournament, make some monies, sell some sneakers, and then come back here. I got some plans that I'd rather not divulge because, I feel like you should keep them to yourself. But I'll be back here and things will be even better. But you'll see. I'll just work on that in the back. Out of sight, out of mind. But nevertheless, I fought I think a week ago. I lost because I couldn't see. Like I got caught with an elbow. I think I nicked with an elbow, but it swelled up really fast. In between the sweat and the Vaseline and whatever the hell else they were throwing on my face, I couldn't see anything. So rather than going out there and possibly losing an eye for 4,000 baht, the doctor called it or whatever. Nevertheless, the dude wasn't better than me. I just fought stupidly. I think I was pissed off because I could interpret Thai rather well for what I've gathered. I don't understand everything, but there's a difference between interpretation and translation, and I want you to understand that. Translation is like, if I were to say sarika, that means hello. That's translating. Interpretation is like if I see somebody in the morning and they see me and they say something to me in the morning, like a quick couple words, I'm gonna take that as them, telling me good morning. I'm gonna take that as a salutation in any way, shape, form, or fashion as far as what they're saying, right? That's because you can kind of interpret body language and facial expressions or whatnot. But it was funny at the fights because, again, interpretation over translation, I'll listen to the coaches talk before the fight, maybe a day or so before. One was asking my coach who am I fighting, and it was supposed to be somebody from Tiger. That's who he thought. But the matchmaker messed up, and when we got there, I could see them all, congregating and having conversations about the fact that the dude from Tiger was 88 kilos. They matched up wrong. I walk around at 69, 68, especially with Ramadan, and I've been training and stuff, so I walk around that small. So basically that dude was a whole nother person bigger than me. So they had to do a bunch of mixing and matching. And then they pulled me to the side and some other kid, and he was 74, 75. I'm again 68, 69. And rather than saying no, I was just screw it. I did it. I was winning until I wasn't, a lot of clinch stuff. I said, I got nicked with the elbow because I entered the clinch wrong a few times. I noticed watching just the small clips. I wasn't going for, I was going for underhooks rather than overs. And again, going for unders, it's going to expose you to the elbow. And then I wasn't looking to control the neck pause like I should. Nevertheless, I'm getting too detailed about fighting. What I will say though is I've been training and fighting for about 9 years now, and I feel like I've finally found a place, an environment where like I've been able to gather my thoughts in such a way where I am able to be the person that I'm supposed to be. I won't say necessarily destined because although I'm Muslim and although like with a lot of theological beliefs, we have like this thought that there is a divine plan and that whatnot. But I feel like it kind of removes the idea of like unpredictability in certain aspects. I feel like that we all do the same kind of stuff as humans are nothing more than just more advanced animals, and we all have just things that we have in common with each other, or like certain templates that people follow. That you do this, you're probably gonna end up like that, and but there's still room for predictability and still room for change. I think the only way that you can find those things though is through being aware of yourself within the space and intentionality. So I would say, like I said, coming out here, like I've been able to kind of like being the kind of person that I'm shaping out to become in a way, like another layer to myself. And I like that. So, yeah, like this trip, I've been here since October. Feels like I just got here yesterday. Very eye opening in many ways. Like, I've been able to deal with my depression in a healthy manner. I've found myself to be somebody who's very introverted. Well, just we omniverted. I think humans are omniverted, but that's a spectrum thing. But I feel like with certain parts of myself, I'm very introverted, and rather than fighting to be extroverted about it, I need to just be that way because that just feels healthy to me. I won't say comfortable because comfortable does not necessarily equate to health. It doesn't beget health. So I'll say healthier to me, and found that through a lot of introspection and time to myself, I learned a lot about me, and I'm happy with what I'm starting to understand. Yeah, but April now, so the SoundCloud holiday is I think already started. I think a few days. I think the actual day is the 13th. It's like the water festival, but it has to do with like giving back to the community. I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge on SoundCloud. I should know more, but if I'm mistaken, I know it's a lot of tributes and stuff to like punks as far as like giving back and like asking for prosperity and visiting family and um, community and strengthening that and having fun with water. But like I said, I'm going through Ramadan right now, so I can't be drinking water and whatnot, eating throughout the day. And honestly, people have said like, how are you able to train and fight during Ramadan? I mean, I did it last year. My Ramadan last year was going well, and then kind of got derailed from interactions with certain peoples and certain energies. But I'd say I actually honestly Really love fasting. Like the ability to kind of center yourself to really put in perspective what one needs to operate and what one needs to survive, and how those two things aren't necessarily the same thing. So, as a human being, obviously, you need water to, if you need fluid with water for sure to operate, because water mobilizes cells, like get stuff moving. You need, your kidneys, liver, whatever to function correctly, and food to, break down to give you energy or whatnot. But the idea that we need ridiculous amounts is something that I think humans haven't come to terms with in the scheme of things. Because there should be no such thing, as far as in the human society, as anybody going hungry, because there's enough food for everybody to eat. But the overconsumption, the need to consume has put us in this position where we think we should, like, constantly have a fork in front of our face, have a bottle next to our mouth, pause. And you just need to do, you need to, proper statement for this, you need to you need to sit back and think to yourself, like, okay, for me to operate throughout this day, how much fuel do I need? Because you're a biomechanical machine, so how much fuel do you need? Like, are you actually hungry or are you thirsty? Like, are you actually hungry or are you just bored? Like, are you actually thirsty or are you just bored? Like, are you, like, listen to your body. I think we get so caught up in just running around and running ripping within this capitalistic society that we forget, like, ourselves, that we just are just doing things and just chasing the Joneses, and we forget who we really are and what we really are. And those two things that, again, not not necessarily the same, and they can be mutually, and they are mutually exclusive. Like, the what you are as a human, the who you are is something that you gain through this life. But as far as like fasting and getting yourself centered, like understanding like that you just need to survive and live. You need to live, and at points in times you need to survive. I look at survival as like the drastic side of it all. Like, where, like, for instance, like if you see other animals out in the wild, where you see like bison trying to get away from like lions or bears or something, like they have to figure out like how to survive. But I feel like we need to learn the living side, live, and being intentional and being very matter of fact about things, just paying attention overall. Like, we don't do it. I realized through fasting, a lot of what we deem to be so important isn't really that important. The only thing that's important is that just, my case is stay black and die. But the only thing that's important is that you know, are able to live your best life, and anybody you come in contact with, you leave a good impression on to the best of your ability. Don't force it, but just, be a good person. Yeah. Episode for y'all. Well, not necessarily quick. My episodes don't be long. But like I said before, this is the I Cut My Own Hair podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, Dre underscore spelt underscore Dre. I'm gonna put this up on the podcast app that's also connected to, I think, Spotify. Yeah, I'll let your boy. All right, peace.